Welcome to another episode of Conversations, a weekly program where we interview different guests from the U of O campus and local community. One of the policies here on the U of O campus that typically sparks debate among students is the convocation credit policy. Every semester, students are required to complete between 4 to 8 convo credits depending on their classification. The convo credit policy has been an ongoing tradition here at the university for years, and its intent is to enrich the lives of Ozark students. Some students, especially those that live off campus, feel that the policy is outdated and a hassle to deal with, whereas some students feel that the convo policy helps push them to attend various events around campus that they might otherwise not be interested in. Kirk is the chair of the Student Government Association Student Affairs Committee, reviewing the convo policy. He's here to give us the student perspective on the issue. So Kirk, you've been attending student affair committee meetings this past year. How does the committee feel about the convocation policy?
Well, the committee has met several times last semester, and we all have our own opinions, ranging from raising the amount that students have to have, then decreasing, and then many places in between. But where we all come together is that we all know it's outdated. Now, which way to put it on the scale is up to everyone else. I personally kind of fall on a unique perspective on the situation, if you want to call it that. I believe that since it is to enrich the student and it's to pull them into the community of Ozarks, I believe that the freshman class should be taking a lot more convocations. They should have to engage. It's your freshman year. You're supposed to get outside your dorm room and into the community, go to events, go to clubs, many different things, in which I see our freshman class only playing video games and watching TV, and instead of engaging in the community. When then you have someone like myself that has been a president of an organization for many years, and many different times I've taken leadership roles in these groups, and I don't think it's fair to me to basically make me have another requirement when I'm well beyond my convocation already. I mean, we've only been in school for what?
3 years. Oh, a semester.
A couple of weeks, and I got mine done within the first 3 weeks. And that was only for me attending the meetings in which I held, or going to mass, which I do I go to. So it's real hard. You're trying to take something that needs to be tailored to the individual and make a policy that fits each grade, which has its pros and cons. It forces people to get outside their comfort zone, but then at the same time, it's going to hold some people back.
Yeah. What do you think about students that live off campus, though? If we increase the amount of convo credits they have to get, it's kind of hard for them to come up here and go back. And
well, I'm glad you brought that up, Kristina. I actually live off campus, and so I am one of those students that have to come back at 9 o'clock at night. And, I just do it because at this point in time, there's nothing you can do about it. But like I said, I don't do it because I have to get the combos. I can understand where someone's coming from it, but I usually get them just by, attending the meetings or things that I have to do already as someone that's already deeply involved in the university. Now, other people that say this, I understand. If it was up to me, seniors wouldn't have combos, because by that time, if you aren't involved with the community, you're a lost cause anyhow. You obviously you don't understand what it is to go to a comprehensive university. And also juniors, they're only 2 years away from graduating. It's you're halfway done. You've kind of forgotten. So those are the people that are allowed to live off campus if they aren't with someone that's their legal guardian. So if it was up to me, then that's the way it would go. But I understand those that are from Johnson County or the surrounding areas that do live with their parents still and commute. That I can't imagine having to drive from Paris or Ozark, or even the surrounding area. You know, a lot of these people that live in the community also have jobs in the surrounding community, or they're still involved with the community. We have to remember that these people, this is still their home. They're going to school in their home community, and a lot of these people already attend church. They already, they're leaders in youth organizations, or they play intramural sports in the community. When they're not the average student. So, like I said, it's kind of hard to take something that's so, it affects everyone and it needs to be tailored to that individual and just make a broad policy on it.
Right. And a lot of students complain that, I know we have a lot of convoy events on campus, but a lot of students complain that, oh, well, it's boring. I don't like to go for a convoy. Do you think that if the school set a certain regulations to what convoy programs are, they can make it more appealing to students?
Well, right now we have, it's not a policy on paper, but Sherry Area is the one that usually says what is and what isn't a convo policy. So she has come out and, she stood by this, that every single organization gets about 3. And then past that, then you need to really start kind of, proving to her that it's an actual, this falls in the guidelines of a convo policy. But, to say that the definition is what's making it boring, I would have to really disagree with that. Combo policies range everywhere from, what y'all did with the RTV department and y'all's, the newsroom, and then, chapel. It can be anything. It can be something as engaging as y'all's, or something that's doesn't quite grasp the imagination as chapel. But so I don't think that the definition of what a combo is out of date, because it's so broad. Right. It can cover anything, basically.
Right. So, just for you personally, do you enjoy convoy events, or do you go to most of them to get out of the way?
I don't see it as a job. I don't see it as a requirement. Just because, like I said, I'm probably what the school wants every student to be. They want them to be in many organizations and be taking up leadership roles in those, and that's where I come back to, the freshmen aren't the leaders in the community. These aren't the, these are the brand new, literally the new kids on the block. So they need to be taught how to, assimilate into our Ozarks community. When there's, seniors that are working on their theses and also running organizations and being an SGA, and maybe they're an RA. Well, my Lord, RA doesn't get a combo for it, but that's a job. And, SGA doesn't get a combo every time we meet, but the last meeting we just had was about 2 hours long. These combo events should not be a job. It shouldn't be a requirement that I see. It should be a way to simulate you to the culture. It says to enrich the student. Then, and yes, in a comprehensive university, we are trying to enrich the student's mind and the student's spirit.
Right.
So I don't see making someone. If someone is forced to do something, obviously you can't enrich them, because they aren't wanting to be enriched.
Right. Do you have any suggestions for students how to make convoy events more bearable, I guess?
How to make convo events more bearable? Get involved with an organization. If you believe in something, then you're going to want to go. Right. Like Change has already done 2 convo events. I wanted to go to them. I was going to be there regardless if it was a convo event. So, that's all it takes. Right. And the way that I see it are the people that are really complaining about how, combo events are just so boring. Well, then those are the people that are usually not involved with, student organizations.
Well, thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to watch next week, same time, same place, and for another episode of Conversations. Have a great day.